What is up, y'all? I know this is late, but I'm getting to it anyway. Riverdale is back. I got into the show over the summer, and I'm sad it was only 13 episodes, but we get a full 22, and I'm excited. So, let's start off with a recap. I'm not going to go over every single plot point, just the major stuff, and depending on the characters. So, this is going to be a pretty much basic recap. This is the first time I'm doing a Riverdale recap, and I'm going to be doing it for the whole season. So, first off, elephant out the room. Fred survives. Thank God, because if he died, man, I would have been so upset. And we would have gotten a freaking, doggone mob showing up at the studios in Canada. Basically, the whole time Fred was, shot in the surgery, he kept having dreams of, Archie in his points of his life that he's not there for, where he sees a shooter coming at him. But, thankfully, he wakes up and survives. And kind of a thing, I was like, okay, Archie's mom, Molly Ringwald, she didn't have no lines. No lines at all. She had 3 scenes in the episode. She had no lines. I hope tonight's episode she gets to have at least a couple of lines. Jeez, producers. Alright. So on to the shooting thing. So Archie basically drove his dad to the hospital. He doesn't even have a license. And he has a broken arm. So I don't know how he did it, but it was a miracle, basically. That's what Jughead said in the background. Archie, what really happened during the shooting is that the robber shot his dad, and he ordered Archie to the ground. Archie's eyes were closed the entire time, but the thing is, the shooter didn't steal anything, so it must have been a hit, basically. So Archie now has defensive mode where he feels he has to protect everybody. I'm just like, Archie, you are a kid. Don't be thinking about this for yourself. At first, Archie season 1, he was kind of like a douchebag, but now I feel sorry for him. He feels like he has to be the man of the house. I'm like, Archie, don't grow up too fast, man. Don't be growing up yet. And we'll be on to the shooter thing later. Now on to Betty and Jughead, aka Bughead, which I love. So, with Betty's mom still has iffy stuff about Jughead. Thinks the shooting had something to do with the serpents. Jughead was like, no, I'm not involved in that. Cut to him talking with his dad's serpent associates, try to see what really happened, if there's anyone talking. They're like, no problem, anything for you, because your dad's one of ours. His dad's still in jail. Also, later on, but Jughead and Betty kind of investigated Pops, what really happened, and Pops was basically like, that guy was basically the angel of death. He didn't steal anything. He's seen people rob, places, including his in the past. But basically, this guy was different. It looked like it was a hit because all the money was still there. So while they're having lunch, Betty admits to Jughead that she's afraid of him joining the Southside Serpents. And Jughead's like, no, as long as I decide, then I'm decided. Then we find out that he cut a deal with his foster family saying, okay, we're going to say that I'm there, but I'm actually going to be here in Riverdale. So thankfully we have that. So later in the episode, Jughead goes back to his dad's trailer. He sees the 2 guys he met with earlier with a guy who's apparently part of Serpents who was just blabbing his mouth, who had a big mouth, and, they thought he could have a lead as to who shot Fred, but it was kind of, a dead end. Someone who just couldn't stop talking. Jughead's really shocked by this, and the guys tell him whether or not you wear the jacket, you're still a serpent. So Jughead's a serpent by inheritance. He ain't got no choice. Now to Veronica. So Veronica's trying to comfort Archie any way she can, because she's never been in this situation. The one thing she finds is helpful, Nookie in the shower. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep this PG-13. Nookie, y'all know, if y'all know the slang, then y'all know Nookie in the shower. Basically that. Meanwhile, she suspects that her parents are behind the hit against Fred because Fred didn't want to sell the land, and him and Victoria's mom, Hermione, had a thing. So Victoria tells her mom that Veronica tells her mom that basically she's like, I know you seem innocent, but if you have something to do with this, then it's gonna come out. Hermione freaking flips a switch and basically turns it to Hiram 2.0, which we'll get to later. She basically there's this one part where she's like, I would slap you right now, but I'm not a violent person. So that puts the suspicion all on her. And I'm guessing episode 2, the police are going to probably go towards her, either episode 2 or episode 3, with regards to what or who had something to do with Fred getting shot. So, cut to later, after she comes home from the hospital, her dad has arrived a day early. I think a day early or a week early. And basically Hermione's standing by him, and he's just like regaining his throne as head of the household. And she's like, and he sees the change in her from when the last time he saw her was right before he went to jail. And this is after everything he's done, all the people he's hurt, and including, you know, a possibility of him being behind Fred's possible murder. And she tells her parents, like, just so if you're wondering, Mr. Andrews woke up, you know. And Hiram gets Hermione this looks like, so you never told me about Hiram. No, you never told me about Fred. And basically he gives her this look. It's like, I thought you took care of that. So definitely suspicion to them. Now for the major plot points, we do see Miss Grundy again. She's still, you know, vying for high school boys, which is disgusting. And we see her murdered in her new house across town, in a new county, whatever. And it's the same dude from Pops, killing her with the music stick that Archie gave her. Y'all, this was brutal. This was real brutal. Like, choked her and blood coming out. I'm like, we're just like, okay, this guy has something to do with Archie. We don't know who. We don't know what. This is more than just like a hit, because this is someone who has to know like background. So we have no idea. Also, stuff to point out, we get a new Reggie. I didn't really notice that until like someone pointed out in another recap. We got a new Reggie. The old Reggie went to 13 Reasons Why, and we got a new Reggie. Don't know his name. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I completely jumped with Cheryl. So in Cheryl news, we basically see her and her mom being entered to the hospital. Her mom got third-degree burns, and she come up with an alibi saying, oh, she went back in to save me. But we see her later with her mom basically having her oxygen tube in her hand saying, like, what you did was abuse to me. If you try to change the story. So basically, she went back into the house to get a family portrait, which is like, honey, after your husband killed your son, and then your husband killed himself after being discovered for being a drug dealer, you want to get the family portrait? Your family's twisted. Also, we didn't get to see Paul in this episode, which has me some concerns. Anyway, she says, if you try to change the alibi, I will tell everyone what really happened in the barn with Daddy. I'm like, bruh. What, did she know about him killing himself? Did she kill him? Like, what happened? Was there something else that happened in the barn? Like, long ago? We don't know. So, yeah. A lot of stuff that happened this first episode. Tonight, we are definitely getting more into the investigation. We're going to see how people are reacting to Miss Grundy's murder. We're going to get some more nasty drewing by the 5 cast, and then we're going to see more Hiram. We're going to see Fred and his recovery. Hopefully, no one else dies in the next episode, because if this becomes an episode where each person dies, I'm going to lose it. Anyway, it's your girl. Peace out. More love, and subscribe.